Okay, thank you. So again, the depreciation cost is equal to the first cost minus salvage value over the useful life. And also we have this d sub n, which is equal to uh, so it means that this is the total depreciation up to the nth year. So for example, because this is ang kaning the first one, this is the depreciation of the year. So every year. So for example, on the first year, on the second year, so this is the depreciation cost. Wherein in this one, this is the cumulative cost. So meaning, for example, let's say for the fourth year, it it means this d sub n will become d sub 4, and that is the cumulative cost from d sub from the beginning until the fourth year. So that's why you can, as you can see in the other equation, it is also equal to nd. So if it is 4, you multiply 4 to the depreciation cost, so you will have the total depreciation. Or as you can see, this equation is also this one. You just multiply it by n. And the book value, so BV, so BV sub n is equal to the first cost minus the D sub n. So meaning this book value is the value of the, again, it is the value of the property at the end of the nth year. So for example, if it is 1 million, then let's say that the depreciation cost is 100,000. Okay, so this is first cost, then this is depreciation cost, 100,000 per year. So if it is n is equal to 4, meaning your dn is equal to nd, right? Which is equal to 4 times 100,000, which will become 400,000. So meaning the book value at the end of the fourth year will be 1 million minus 400,000, and that is equal to 600,000. So that is the meaning about book value. So that is the okay. So that is the value of the uh, equipment or machineries or your property at the end of the year. So example, you have here a car bought at 1.25 million and has an estimated salvage value of 350,000 at the end of 15 years lifetime. So what would be the book value after 4 years using the SLM, straight line method? What will be the total depreciation at the end of 10 years? So first, you identify the given. So to make it easier to solve. So as you can see, the first cost is 1.25 million. There are instances that the first cost, you have to solve for the first cost because there are uh, problems wherein the first cost uh, in the first cost it is subdivided into different values. So for this, it is only given as 1.25 million, but in other cases there's like uh, it includes the freight, the taxes. Sometimes these are included into the first cost, and sometimes it is excluded. So in our next topic, it will be the taxes will be excluded, but the freight cost will be included in the what do you call this? In the first cost. So for this example, first cost is 1.25 million. Oh, okay, so this should be 300,000. Sorry to make everything correct. Okay, so the salvage value is 300,000. The useful life is 15 years, the N is 4 years, and for letter A, and for letter B is 10 years. So again, correction, this is 300,000 because the value we use in the solution is 300,000. Okay, so from the equation, let's go back to the equation. You have here that the depreciation cost is equal to the first cost minus the salvage value over the useful life. So we have here the first cost minus the salvage value over the length of year. So you have here 60,000. So this is for letter A and this is for letter B. Okay. So to get for the total depreciation again, that is ND. And for letter A, the N is 4 years. So 4 times 60,000, which is equal to 240,000. So the book value at the end of fourth year will be 1.25 million minus 240,000, which makes it 1 million and 10,000 pesos. For the second, so the total depreciation is 10 times 60,000, which is equal to 600,000. So actually, this is the easiest depreciation method, but this is usually used only for estimation. So the straight line method again is usually used only for estimation because it does not directly represent the total value of the property at the end of each year. So uh, as okay, so because in some cases different properties ages fast during the early years. So meaning the value drops faster. So sometimes it goes like this or like this. So if this is the time or years and the value with respect. So if this is the okay, the axis, the wrong one. So some properties ages like this. So meaning the value drops faster in the first quarter then goes stagnant in the last quarter. Whereas some properties also goes like this. So it ages slowly, then in the last quarter it ages fast. So basically you can't see properties that ages like this. So usually this straight line, that is the straight line method. So that's why it's called a straight line method because the it is directly proportional. So meaning the slope is vertical, diagonal. So dili siya curve. Okay, so for the declining balance method or the Matheson formula, we have constant percentage method. It is assumed that the annual cost of depreciation is a fixed percentage of salvage value at the beginning of the year. So the ratio of depreciation in any year to the book value at the beginning of that year is constant throughout the life of the property and is designated by K. So this K here is the rate of depreciation. So this method cannot be applied to properties with zero salvage value. Okay, so in this uh, declining balance method, so the value of the depreciation cost per year is different already every year. So unlike the straight line method that it is the same all throughout, that's why it only has D. If you notice, in the declining balance method, so it is D sub n. So meaning every year there is a different value of depreciation because the value of depreciation cost will be reflected upon the value of the book value. So every year the book value decreases, so meaning every year the value of the depreciation cost decreases also. Okay, so this sub n is equal to the first cost times 1 minus k to the n minus 1 times k. So again, this k here is the constant of depreciation. So usually this is given, but if it is not given, but the value of the salvage value and the first cost is given, so you can get the value of k in this equation. So usually, so there are instances that the value of the book value is given, so you can get this value of k. So for the book value, it is equal to fc times 1 minus k to the n, or fc is equal to uh, the quantity of salvage value over the first cost times n over L. Uh, okay, so actually this equation derives from this one wherein the value of k is substituted here. So, mo na nga ni ang equation. Okay, so salvage value is equal to Fc times 1 minus k to the L. For example, a certain type of vehicle loses 8% of its value each year. The machine cost 720,000 originally, so you are going to make a schedule showing the yearly depreciation, total depreciation, and the book value at the end of each year for 5 years. So the given is only this one 720,000 and 8%. So you have to calculate everything. Uh, okay, so let's go back here. So first you have to get the depreciation using this. So d sub 1 is equal to the first cost, which is 720,000 times 1 minus 0.08, because you have here k, which is 8%, times n minus 1. So that is 4. Ah, okay, 4. So 4 times 0.08. Okay, so that's why we have here the 57,600. So since this is the first year, so the total depreciation at the end of the year is also the same. So to get the book value, you subtract. So book value is equal to 720,000 minus 57,600. So that's why we will have 662,400. Okay, so muna. Then the book value at the end of the year will become the book value at the beginning of the year of the second year. So given sa first year, from the first year it will become in the book value in the second year. So this will be the value used in substituting for this equation. Okay, so it will become 662,000. No, it should be still first cost times 1 minus 0.08 to the third. Let me check if I'm correct or I'm wrong. 720,000, 1.08. Okay, I'm wrong. So it should be 662 400 to make it correct. So that's why it should be 0.92. Okay, so this is wrong. So this should be 1.82. Okay, so this should be to the zero. Okay, so because we are in the first year, so it should be 1 minus 1, so it should be to the zero to get this one. Okay, so for the second year, so since this will become 2 minus 1, so it should be 1. So that's why you have 52,992. Okay, so you have book value in the second year. Okay, so that will become 720. No, so the it will become 662,400 minus 52,992, which is equal to this one, or 720,000 minus 110,592. So to become like this. So it's either of the two. It's correct. So again, okay, so let's have 662. 52. So 662 400 minus 52,992. So that's why you will have 609 408. Okay, so again, there are two ways to get the book value at the end of the second year. You can use the book value at the beginning minus the depreciation during the year to get this, or the book value, the first cost minus the total depreciation at the end of the year. So for the second year to get this one. So once you have here the value 609,408, again it will become the book value at the beginning of the year. Then again you use the formula for the depreciation. So d sub 3 is equal to 720,000 times 1 minus 0.08 squared times 0.08. So again, as you notice, the value of the depreciation every year decreases. It's not the same with the salvage, no, that's not. The straight line method, wherein the value of the depreciation every year is the same. So same procedure going down. So you will have, okay, so this value. Okay. So question regarding the Matheson formula. Question. So if you're asked to determine the salvage, okay, question.
Giyan sa ni pagkuha sa 110 kaning diri sa total depreciation of
Okay,
at the end of the year.
so total depreciation, you add the depreciation, the total depreciation in the first year. So for example, this one to the depreciation in the year. So it is D sub 2 is equal to 57,600 plus 52992. So that's why you will have 110,592. So for D sub 3, so for this one, so again 110,592 then plus 48,752.64. So that's why you will have this one. So it's like you add this one and this one to get this one. You add this one to get this one, and so on. So you will add the total depreciation at the end of the year. So for example, this one, 159,000 plus 434,852 to get 204,000. Then again, 204,000 plus 41,000 to get 245,000.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, so again, book value 720,000 minus 159,000. So you will have this one. Or 609,000 minus 48,000. So the same. Question. So for example, you are asked to determine the salvage value without getting this uh, table. So you can also use this one. So salvage value is equal to 720,000 times 1 minus 0.08 to the 5. So you will get the salvage value 720,000 0.92 to the 5. So that is equal to 474,538.6967, which is this one. Okay. So that is for the Matheson formula. So again, that is for the declining balance method. So for the double declining balance method, everything is the same for the Matheson formula except that the value for K is equal to 2 over L. So if you notice in the formula, everything is changed. So for example, this one, Fc times 1 minus K to the N minus 1 to the K. So it will become Fc times 1 minus 2 over L. So this was K in the dBm, then this one. So same ra. So when using the dBm, the salvage value should not be subtracted from the first cost when calculating the depreciation charge. So example, a power plant bought a machine worth 350,000 and used it for 6 years. So what is the value for the machine after 3 years of use? by the straight line method, DBM and DDBM, where the salvage value is 30,000. Okay, so for the straight line method, so again, the depreciation cost is equal to 350,000 minus 30,000, the salvage value, over the useful life, which is 6. So the depreciation cost of the year is 53,333.33. So to get the total depreciation, you multiply it by 3, so you will have 160,000. So to get the book value at the end of the third year, you subtract the 160,000 to the original cost, which is 350,000. That's why 350 minus 160, you will have 190,000. So that is for straight line method. So for the declining balance method, since book value, what is asked is only the book value, so we can directly find the book value of the declining balance method using this formula or this one. So for us to make it simpler, para din na nato, so that we will not find the value of k, so we use this second formula. So you have here the salvage value over the first cost to the n over L. Since everything is given, so you will have 350,000 times 30,000 over 350,000 to the 3 over 6. So you will have 102,469.5077. So again, using the book value equation from the Matheson formula. So for the double declining balance method, okay, so 350 book value is equal to 350,000 times 1 minus 2 over 6 to the 3. So using this equation. So 2 over 6 n is 3. So that's why you have here. So this is equal to 103,703.7037. So again, double declining balance method and DBM is similar, very similar. The value of k is the only difference. Okay, question regarding sa double declining balance method. Okay, so I think nasabtan ra. So the last method is the sum of years digit method. So you have the, again, this sub n is the depreciation charge during the nth year. So the equation is d sub n is equal to reverse digits over sum of digits times the quantity of first cost minus salvage value. What does this mean? Reverse digits means, for example, your L is 5, so it goes from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so meaning reverse from the highest value to the lowest value. If it is 10, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, over the sum of digits. So if your L is 5, as you can see here, if your L is 5, so the sum of digits using this equation, 5 times 6 over 2, which is equal to 15. So that's why you have the depreciation factor, which is equal to 5 over 15, 4 over 15, 3 over 15, 2 over 15, 1 over 15. So this one here is the depreciation factor. Okay. So, okay. So I think maklaro ra. So, for example, you have here a structure cost 500,000 when built. It is estimated to have 5 years with a salvage value of 50,000. So determine the book value at the end of each year of life. So first, to make the solution simpler, first cost minus salvage value is equal to 450,000. So since they have the same years, so you just copy. Okay, so we have here the depreciation factor. Then you just multiply it. 5 over 15 times 450,000. So the depreciation the first year is 150,000, 120, 90, 60, 30. Okay, so 4 over 15 times 450,000, 3 over 15 times 450,000, 2 over 15 times 450,000. Then the book value at the end of the year. So 450,000 minus, no, it should be 500,000 minus 150,000. So that is 350,000. Then 350,000 minus 120,000, 230,000. 230,000 minus 90,000, 140,000, 140,000 minus 60, 80. So 80,000 minus 30. So you have here the salvage value, which is 50,000. So again, to get the book value at the beginning, it should be the first cost minus D sub 1. So, para nakuha ni ang 350,000. Then the rest, it will become book value 1 minus D sub 2 to get book value 2. So, book value 2 minus D sub 3 is equal to book value 3. That's what happened here. Book value 1, which is 350,000 minus depreciation 2. So, you got here the 230,000. 230,000 minus 90, so 140. And so on. So that is for the depreciation cost. Okay, so question for the last method. So we only have four. I only gave you four methods. So we will not use the other two methods given. So the output and the what do you call this? Sinking fund method. I think this four is enough. Okay, question. If wala, okay, so let's discuss about our midterm.
Sir, pwede magpasahin may inana nga kuan sir? Arong na po'y review ba?
I think this I think this is already given to you.
Ah, okay sir.
This is module 3. For some reason, I can no longer write. I don't know why. Okay, so there's a problem with my. Okay, so midterm will be next week. It will be easy. Unsa man ta next week? Basig adlaw minatay na. October 30, right? So October 30, I think 1 hour is enough. Coverage is from the beginning until depreciation until dere. So let's start at 3:30 p.m. and at 4:30 p.m. or so. Then the remaining 10-20 minutes will be for the submission of the exam. So again, the coverage is from the beginning until here, depreciation. So I want you to actually I will upload another book in the wait. naa gyapon mo'y katong sa libro katong sa disk sa Google Drive. Hmm. Dali, yes, yes, pwede na.